All right, what the hell is this? And how did it manage to cause fights at Gencon? Apparently, Disney has decided to enter the collectible card game market. A little late, guys, but it's Disney. And it's being heralded as the biggest thing to the collectible card market since the last biggest thing to the collectible card market, which was, I don't know what, Belisara? It is called Disney Lorcana. There are individuals who claiming as far back as last week that they already had this in their hands. No, you did not. Stop lying. Was only made available originally on Friday, and apparently it wasn't handled very well. But also, $300,000 worth of cards was stolen from the merchants. So highly likely, some of the cards that were stolen, in fact, most of them, were probably Disney Lorcana. But this will be available in fall of 2023. So anybody claiming they had it before Friday, lying. All right. So what is Lorcana? It's Magic the Gathering, but with Disney. So it was highly anticipated. It was going to be released at Gen Con Friday. Massive mobs of customers showed up. Apparently the lines were, it was just handled badly. Okay, so yes, it's not even on the shelves of any stores, major retailers until August 18th. So, dude who's saying you already have it, no, you don't. What happened? The line was badly organized. It was inside. The heating, blah, blah, blah. Fights broke out. There wasn't enough cards, of course. Expectations and pre-orders had to be filled first. And the people with the pre-orders were like, I don't have enough. And then they're like, oh, I want to get, and somebody else. Anyways, yeah, this was basically handled completely bad from point A to point Z. The lines were badly thing. People were fighting, scuffling, too many people, too much limited product. Should have been a separate thing instead of mixed in with the rest of Gen Con. So you had Gen Con crowd intermingled with the crowd that was just specifically in line for Lorcana. And then for some reason, they include a lot of pictures of characters dressed up in Star Wars cosplay, which I'm not sure what, if anything, this picture of a guy dressed up like the Mandalorian has to do with Disney Lorcana, other than one of the cards might have been based upon the Mandalorian, I guess. But throughout the whole article, 90% is pictures of people in cosplay, one picture of the line, and then some pictures of the product. So, yeah, it's a collectible card game. It's basically Magic the Gathering, but Disney. It's coming out fall 2023. Target will have it August 18th, which means person who's claiming they already have it, you don't. And then, it'll be available to everybody else the next week. Or you can order it directly from Disney, I'm sure, next week. But your friendly local game store won't have it for at least 2 weeks. And apparently Gen Con just dropped the ball on this one. Now, you can't blame Gen Con 100%, even though we know people will blame Gen Con. And we're already looking at some potential lawsuits. Let us not also forget that we have to add to this situation. $300,000 worth of cards were stolen right before they opened the lines. Some of, if not all, those cards were Lorcana. So merchants were expecting X amount of cards available to sell. They weren't available. Customers were expecting X amount of cards to be available. They weren't available. They obviously had to do pre-orders first come, first serve. Then you have all these, hundreds of people in a line. And right next to that line, you have hundreds of people in the Gen Con line. Those two lines got mixed up. The line was handled really badly. Obviously, there was no security at Gen Con because $300,000 worth of cards walked off, and then you had fights breaking out. Moving forward, people are like, this should have been handled better. I'm going to sue you. So we can expect Gen Con to be looking at a couple lawsuits. But that's okay, because Indiana has signed a brand new contract with Gen Con saying you can continue to host here to 2027. What else happens in 2027? Something. Some big... Oh, yeah, that's the D&D's end date, maybe, if things continue to... Things are not looking good for Disney Lorcana, so... If you think you're going to get it, I'd call Target ahead of time and see if you can put it on hold when it becomes available. And if you think you're going to get it at your friendly local game store, assuming they even get one, Yeah, no, sorry. And again, anybody who says they already have it, they're lying, because it wasn't even available until Friday. Sorry, guys. I feel bad for anybody who was in line. I feel bad for the retailers. I feel bad for Gencon. But yes, you should have handled this better, Gencon. You should have known there was going to be a huge crowd for this, and you should have had them at the complete opposite from everybody else, so this situation didn't happen. So yeah, the blame's on you for this one. Sorry, it's hard for me to focus with everything that's going on, but we're not even done. We've got more Gen Con stories to go through. Oh, God. This is just... If there was any good that comes out of Gen Con, it is just going to be washed away by so many different awful things to have happened. I just don't know. I mean, you know, there's no way you could have predicted everything that went wrong.